I think that most beginners who are trying to get into entrepreneurship, they just don't understand the adversity that you're gonna have to overcome or how long it's going to take. We always hear these stories of the quote unquote overnight success or somebody who starts this company and gets rich quickly, but what you don't hear is the previous 3 companies that person failed and lost all their money on, or the several years of making no money before they actually got recognized by the public and now they look like a success. It's gonna be a journey. There is no blueprint, okay? You can't go get an MBA or a business degree and think that that's gonna really prepare you, because it's not, frankly. And that comes from somebody who has a business degree. You have to be able to jump in the deep end of that pool and be willing to take on, that fear and that uncertainty. And it's how quickly can you adapt to different things? How can you learn about yourself? You're signing up for a lifestyle, okay? It's a lifestyle of betting on yourself, a lifestyle of pressure, overcoming fear, overcoming anxiety, but the benefits of that are just so much more fulfilling. And it's not for everybody. I would say it's for probably less than 5% of people. And that doesn't mean to discourage anybody to go try it. I think people should try it if they want to, but just understand, what you're committing to. It's gonna be a longer term process. It's tough because, it's kind of like the chicken and the egg. It's like you don't know what you don't know. You have to start somewhere. So I would say, don't get discouraged by people who tell you not to do something just because you've never done it or you don't have the experience. But I think the biggest mistake I see is, people just not trying to seek out and take advantage of a network or learn from other people who are doing it or take advantage of other people's skill sets. So I think as a real estate professional, depending on what you're trying to do in real estate, if you're trying to really start a business that's going to require multiple skill sets, multiple people, you need to really laser focus on your strength and what you're passionate about doing, identify your weaknesses, and go try to find a business partner or an employee or a team member who can really complement your weaknesses and be that complementary piece. And so I think, don't hesitate to try to find other people or leverage their attention and energy to try to reach your ultimate goal. Yeah, so patience is extremely important when building a business, because there's gonna be a lot of days, months, and even years where you may feel like you're not making any tangible progress and you're not being productive and you're just kind of, running in a hamster wheel, and it can be very discouraging. And so you've got to be patient, but you also have to keep attacking to try to move that needle. And so it's a very interesting dynamic where you don't want to feel like you are just getting complacent. You want to feel like you're moving forward and getting that progress, but also realize that you need to have a concrete goal. I think it's important to have a concrete goal over a defined time horizon so that you can start to measure your progress and your success, and know that maybe you need to break that goal into several sub-goals, smaller goals to get to that level. And that's how you can kind of balance, being aggressive and balance patience. When you're trying to be an entrepreneur, there are no shortcuts, and there's nobody that's going to save you. It's really all on you, and you have to strengthen yourself and your own personal habits. So for me, the biggest things that I had to really refine was making sure that I'm working out consistently, that I'm eating clean, that I'm staying hydrated, that I'm getting enough sleep, that I'm waking up early. I used to stay up really late. I had to start going to bed early and waking up early because it would impact the rest of my day. And then at the end of the day, I look at my day and I say, I'm not as productive as I wanted to be. I'm not moving toward my goal like I wanted to. And for me, it really comes down to these personal habits and these personal disciplines, because everything else will fall in line from there. You'll think more clearly, you'll have more energy, you'll just be better and more productive as a human being overall. So for me, those are the biggest things: sleep, diet, exercise, hydration. It sounds basic, but those are the things that most people don't do, right? And so if you can just stick to those, then you'll be amazed on your productivity. Obviously, you need to do your first, exploratory research to understand what you want to do, but you need to try to really be laser focused and understand, what are you trying to do? What is your goal? What line of business do you want to be in? And in that line of business, where do you want to get over how long of a time period? The biggest advice I give people is don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it, okay? Because that happened to me a lot of times. People say, oh, you can't do that, or that's crazy, it's too big. These were all people that never did what I wanted to do. And so my whole philosophy was, if you haven't done what I want to do, then who are you to tell me that I can't do it? Because you're not going to put the work in that I'm going to have to put in to get to my goal.